Hi folks, and welcome to this episode of Adobe in 15 Minutes, focused on making simple video stories with Adobe Express. Just a friendly reminder that to make the most of the premium version of Adobe Express in education, always log in with your school account and not the free Google, Facebook, Apple, or even the free Adobe ID. I've been making short video stories since I was a kid in the 1970s with my father and his old 8mm film camera and splicing machine. These days it's so much easier and still a lot of fun. What I've always loved about making video content is the ability to tell a story using a range of media types such as moving images, still images, text, and audio. Video is the media of choice for most people today, whether it be on YouTube, Vimeo, TikTok, or a streaming service on your smartphone, whether it be in the cinema or on a TV screen. Remember TV screens? If you want to learn something, there is generally a YouTube clip that will help you. If you want to share something, video is such a powerful tool. In fact, video is now considered a literacy because it is so accessible and simple to produce these days. The process of putting together a quality video story involves problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, and often collaboration. All skills that are important to develop within a range of workplaces. Thanks to YouTube and the fact that we all carry around a high-definition video camera in our pockets every day, video as a literacy is a benefit in many workplaces such as medicine, law, teaching, engineering, law enforcement, not to mention the obvious workplaces that use video such as journalism, marketing, as well as film and television production. The problem for many teachers and students is that they don't have time to learn a fully professional video editing solution like Adobe Premiere Pro. This is why Adobe created a cut-down version called Premiere Rush and a browser-based video storytelling tool within Adobe Express. I wouldn't call Adobe Express a video editing solution. It's more of a video storytelling tool. It does a great job for short video stories that combine still images, music, voiceovers, and small bits of footage. If you need a more powerful solution, I recommend Premiere Rush, which is also currently freely available in K-12 schools. And of course, the ultimate industry standard solution is Adobe Premiere Pro, which is part of the Adobe Creative Cloud. Let me show you now how to make a quick and simple video story with Adobe Express. Well, let's get started making a video story with Adobe Express. First thing you should do is go up to the top left-hand corner and find that magic add or plus symbol. And when you click on that, look at all the things you can create, and right down the bottom is video. And when you click on the video button, it'll start by saying every great story starts somewhere. Now, you can create a title here, but it makes no difference to the story. So I tend to just skip that section. This is particularly interesting if you're an English teacher and you're teaching different genres of storytelling, because we provide a scaffold on how to promote an idea or tell what's happened or follow a hero's journey or do a show and tell moment. Now, if you do choose one of those, I'll choose follow a hero's journey for the moment. What's happening here, it's creating the scaffold for the story for you. Now, most of the time you won't need that. You just want to be starting from scratch. So getting back now to the templates, there's the start from scratch button. And by clicking that, it's now loading up the environment for us to build our video story. So this is what the environment looks like. And now we're going to start creating a story about the video editing applications that are available from Adobe to help you build your video literacy skills. Not every video story needs a voiceover, but if you would like to create a voiceover, it's really simple with Adobe Express. Notice the little microphone symbol down the bottom center. Often when you click that for the first time, you'll get a permissions notification, making sure that your microphone does connect to your browser. Once you've allowed that to happen, next time you click it, what I recommend you do is you click and hold it down for about a second. You'll see a little time code appear. When it reaches about the 1 second mark, start your voiceover then. Keep holding down the button, and then once you've finished your voiceover, let go of the button about a second after you've finished. Something like this. Adobe have a range of applications to help you improve your video literacy skills. Now to test that, I'm going to go over to the play button that's on the left-hand side, and when I play that, hopefully you'll be able to hear the voiceover, but you'll also be able to hear something else too, hopefully. Adobe have a range of applications to help you improve your video literacy skills. Did you hear the music in the background? That was nice music, but it wasn't necessarily the music that I wanted. So the voiceover's been recorded well. I want to change the music now. Up on the top right-hand corner, there is a button that says music. And when you click on it, you can see a whole range of royalty-free music styles. And it's important to click the little play button that's next to the word. When you click the play button, you'll get a preview of what it sounds like. All different genres of music, all of it is royalty-free, and you can use it in any of your publications. You can bring in your own music as well. Up the top there is an Add My Music button, and if you click on that, it'll just go to a Finder window and you can bring in your music. But be aware of the copyright implications of just bringing in any music. Now it's time to add some text, an opening title sequence to my video. To do this, I need to go to the little plus symbol in the middle of the stage. When you click on that, you can see I can bring in video, I can bring in text, I can bring in photos, I can bring in icons. In this case, I want to bring in text. So I'm going to click on the text tool and type in video options, video making options from Adobe. Obviously my text is a bit big at the moment, and at the top we can see a way of just bringing the text smaller. And what's worth pointing out at this stage is that we can adjust the font or the style of your video by going up to the top right hand corner and clicking the theme button. When you click theme, you've got your own branded themes that you may have already worked on to create a brand based on your school colours or your school fonts. Otherwise there's the generic themes, and these are all fantastic. I'm going to select this one, title. I quite like this one. I can also choose a background colour, so blue, green, orange or red. I'll go with red. And I'm going to make my text a little bit bigger. And now when I hit the play button, I should be able to hear and see my video with the title and the voiceover. Adobe have a range of applications to help you improve your video literacy skills. So that's the start of my clip, and now I'm ready to go on to the next stage. Now I'm thinking instead of the red background, I'd actually like to get an image to appear behind my title. So up the top left-hand corner, there is a little plus symbol, and if I click on it, I can bring in some video content to go behind, or I can bring in a still image. Now if I select the photos option, you'll notice that the photos panel appears on the right hand side, and I can upload any photo that I've got on my device to become the background, or I can go searching through Adobe stock. So if I do a search for video, this one that comes up right from the start, when I click on that picture, it's going to load in the background, and that's starting to take shape and looking pretty good. If I wanted to make that picture a bit smaller, I can go up to the top right hand corner, and there's a little edit tool here that allows me to make the whole image smaller. But I'm thinking that title probably needs to be moved into a different location. You've got a few options. If you click and drag the title, you can bring it, say, down to the bottom lower third, or you can drag it up to the top section. I'm thinking the bottom's going to work well, and I might even just increase the size of my background as well. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. So what I want to do now is I want to move to another section of the video. To do that, down the bottom left-hand corner, there's another plus symbol. And when you click on that one, it creates a second slide. Note that the credits and the outro slides will always remain at the end of your story, and we'll talk about those a little bit later. But now I've got a fresh canvas to help continue my story. Now I want to add some content here about Adobe Express. So what I'm going to do is, I'm thinking I might do this as a split screen. On the top right hand corner you can see the layout options. We've got full screen by default, and then below that is split screen. By clicking split screen, I now have two halves. I want to get the Adobe Express logo into one half and some text into the other. I might just do the text first by typing Adobe Express, and on this side I'm going to click on the photo button, and instead of going to Adobe Stock, I'm going to click on the upload photo option and look for the Adobe Express logo that I'd prefer to use for this project. I'll choose this one. Once it's loaded, I can just resize it by going to that edit tool again, just make it a little bit smaller. It's looking pretty good. And I might complete a voiceover here and something along the lines of, Adobe Express is a great way to get started on your video literacy journey. I've added a couple more sections to this story. I've got a section here that promotes Premiere Rush and Premiere Pro. So I'm going to do a quick voiceover now. If you want to take your video editing to the next level, try Premiere Rush. I'm going to do another quick voiceover now. The ultimate video editing solution is, of course, Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, before I test these, I'm going to add an icon next to the Premiere Pro. Is a text, is a little plus symbol that gives me the option of bringing some video content, photo, or an icon. So I'm going to choose an icon. I've already selected video, and I'm thinking this icon would be nice to work with. That icon is now loading onto this particular part of my story. Icons are like shapes in other parts of Adobe Express. I want to show you how to add some video content to your video story. I'm going to create another section, and notice that with these different tiles within the timeline, you can move them around a little bit, so I can bring them into different orders, which is quite helpful. And the little ellipsis tool that appears allows me to also delete any section, duplicate a section, or play from that particular section. As I hit the plus symbol, I'm going to choose to bring in some video content. In my Finder, I've got a little video that I made earlier with Adobe Express that I'm looking for in my download section. And it's only going to be in there for 3 seconds. See the timer, because there's no voiceover. If I had a voiceover in advance, it would go with the length of the actual voiceover. I want that to go for longer than 3 seconds. See these little handles here? That's your in point, and that's your out point. So now that I've got that trimmed appropriately, I'm going to go up to the top right hand corner and click the save button. And I think a voiceover would be appropriate here too. Adobe has amazing video literacy tools. Well, let's show you how to share a finished video. Up the top center you can see there is a preview button that allows you to preview the whole video, and you can use that as a way of sharing on your device in class via a data projector, keeping everything offline in that sense. You can go to the download button, and as soon as you click download, it will start downloading it as an MP4 video file into your downloads folder. Next to the downloads button, there is an invitation or an invite button. If you click on that, you can actually choose other people to collaborate with you. That's not a sharing option, that's more of a collaboration tool, which is worth noting. So a team of you can be working on the same video. But probably the most common way of sharing is through the cloud, either through your Microsoft Teams environment or your Google Classroom environment, or on the open internet. By clicking this share button, we can go to publish. We can also just go straight to Google Drive at this point if you're a Google school, but we can go to publish and then give your video a title and then click create link. It's now generating a URL, It hasn't quite finished uploading the video at this point, but it has given me a link that I can copy and then share away. But people won't actually see the video until it's finished preparing, and you can see a little indicator at the top here as to how long it's going to take to prepare. All right, that is now prepared and ready to share. It's at this point now we can jump into Google Classrooms or Microsoft Teams or email or find the embed code. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you learned a bit about how to make a video yourself with Adobe Express. In episode 4 of this series, we'll be looking at how to make simple animations for any subject area with Adobe Character Animator. We hope you found this episode helpful, and don't forget to keep being creative.